I will find out everything. I will.
Yeah.
I can do it anytime I want, John.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it now.
I'm not doing it.
See his
I'm not doing
face.
it now. I can do it anytime I want. I know a couple of pertinent facts about him, and I have a way, of course, of doing that. But it would break my personal code of ethics. So I won't do it. Not yet. I will show your videos. I will show your... What we're going to do with Chrissy is we're just going to go through her comedy bits. Because I've done it before.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, I wanted to talk to you about Ethan Van Sciver. I wanted to do a quick little run through of who he was. I don't have the clip of me mega-lolling him by accident, but this is where we kind of first found out about who Ethan Van Sciver was in relation to the quartering. We called him a sweeper, and I think that video just went down. So this might be this might actually be a really good follow-up, because the time that we covered this has been banned from YouTube.
I really hate Kino Casino. I think they're scumbags beyond... They are scumbags.
Now, his whole position on the quartering, and this is a list of clips, by the way, Eliza clips, his whole position on the quartering drama is like, the Kino Casino guys are mean to me, so I have to root for the underdog, Jeremy.
Beyond comprehension, the Kino Casino guys. I think that like a large portion of the internet is charmed by, by them. They're repeating their...
This is just like a battered dog, right? That's what we're seeing here.
Slogans and all this stuff. It's pretty grotesque, but yeah, they've basically been appointed judge, jury, and executioner of the internet now. I think the internet has empowered.
And you can see it's like, well, you can clearly see that Ethan Van Sciver here, he's entirely operating off of like, I wouldn't say, I don't know, maybe malice could be it, but it's just like, I am a loser who got bullied by these people, so it is my entire perception of this issue. It's something that is basically corrupted any actual take he could give.
Them. And that's
he's emotional.
Scary thing. You're going to see a lot of imitators, a lot of people acting like them.
And yeah, people just actually linked me the clip just now of me accidentally mega-lolling him. Let me play the audio to this. Yeah, so I'm going to play this really quickly. This is when Ethan Van Sciver, he actually came into my stream chat the other night. And I didn't know it was him because it didn't come in as Ethan Van Sciver. It was just some other name. And he's like, how am I a sweeper for the quartering? Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Comic Artist Pro Secret joined my chat and asked, how did I sweep for the quartering? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I? But I knew he had a check mark. So I was like, oh, this is like a YouTuber. I didn't mean to upset you, sir. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. How the fuck am
Nicholas
I? Thank you!
Hey, I actually think you're a pretty funny guy.
Please release my family.
Nick here is your extremely pregnant man, dark skin tone. Please release my family once you get your new watch.
Thank you. A quartering defender, you twat. I don't know who you are. Who is Comic Artist Pro Secrets? I don't think dude, I don't know. I've never seen your channel before. I promise you, I literally didn't know who this was. So I don't know who that is. Comic art... Wait, what? Hey, Billy Mitchell, what's going on? And it's even worse because Billy comes into my chat, and his name is King of Kong, not Billy Mitchell, and I immediately know who Billy Mitchell is in the middle of this segment. Thank you, Diesel Patches. Wow, congratulations for passing all of your classes and becoming a graduated senior of high school. Who is that? Is that Cog? I've never seen your stream before, man. I have no idea what you said. But, I don't think I've ever accused you of anything. Wait, that's Ethan Van Sciver? Oh, it's Ethan Van Sciver. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make a little Ethan Van Sciver. Well, I have the clips. We'll just go over them when we get there. But okay, so the other issue with this is like 3 streams ago, and we never got there. So Ethan Van Sciver not only came into my chat and got mega-lolled, but it took me 3 streams to get to the segment where I talk about him.
Commentator of the year, the best commentator of the year.
So, I mean, this is just kind of embarrassing. This is kind of embarrassing.
I think the movie
Who is this guy? We're going to find out everything about him tonight. But yeah, he's kind of a quartering sweeper, in my opinion. He's also had some pretty insane clips that have gone viral. This is another one of him crying about Kino Casino in particular.
I don't like the Kino Casino guys.
Dude, he looks just like the arcade YouTubers, but he sounds just like Wings of Redemption.
I don't like them. They say I lick urinals. They say I smoke crack. They say all these other things that are just...
Dude, yeah, guys, I have to support Jeremy on this one because they say I lick urinals.
They say
I'm sure that's obviously fake. He's never done that, of course.
I lick urinals. They say I smoke crack. They say all these other things that are just not true. They say I'm fat, which is beyond... That's obviously not true. So I don't like those guys.
So yeah, that's a clip of him talking about him there. We also got the throat goat talking about in his ideal world there would be no free speech and he would censor all of his critics. Guys, I'll never know if Ethan Van Sciver is the reason why my segment went. I don't know who did it. I don't know who shot me. I don't know who shot me because he was also mentioned in that segment.
Platforming her and
what if I'm not pro free speech?
What if I'm not pro free speech?
Being pressed because you didn't press her on it despite
obviously the wounded animal who's fucked over tons of people. This is kind of the position he has to have.
Nina giving you information.
You know what? I mean, honestly,
maybe he's the reason my channel's under attack. Who knows?
Why are we pro free speech anyway? I got to really think about this. I mean, people say I'm
this is kind of the taste tester to get you involved.
Nazi. We lean into that sometimes. Why are we pro free speech? Shouldn't we restrict?
Yeah, dude. Also, how am I a quartering sweeper is an insane question because we're literally just pulling up these clips and it's like so obvious that his entire position is like all these other people are bad, so I have to kind of sweep for the quartering and be anti-free speech when it comes up.
The speech of people we disagree with as Nazis. Let's just examine the benefits of doing that. Could we restrict people's speech to only be things that we agree with? And if they say anything that displeases us, we throw them in a gulag or something like that. The equivalent thereof. What?
Yeah, so this is the kind of thing.
Hey.
And his moderator's like, maybe you should chill out for a minute here. There's probably a bad clip.
This is a free speech platform. Get PTP on, Ethan, says Corman. No way. Because it's the most important amendment, says Beowulf 13. What?
Okay, so that's him. That's his take on freedom of speech.
I
love free speech so much now, guys.
Because I did not lose her.
Oh, he's been convinced, guys. He's been convinced.
Like it.
Also, shout out to Cherry right here. Iconic Cherry.
Quartering's drama.
That's not the Cherry from the Xander Hall drama or the Cherry from... That's not the Cherry from the quartering drama, and it's also... Oh, wait, that is the Cherry from the quartering drama. That's not the Cherry from the Xander Hall drama, and that is not the Cherry from the DGG community.
If that makes sense.
That's Cherry.
Also,
get Brittany and the other two bitches on to scold you.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Brittany and the other two bitches on to scold you, says Urashima. I would love
Your
to.
job is to research, though, especially about the platform.
I want to lay down with no shirt on and let these other three bitches scold me.
Okay, dude. All right. Yeah, this is a awesome channel. Awesome channel. Now, this is an interesting clip. I don't know if I can play this one. Maybe this is the one that got me in trouble. I don't know which one got me in trouble. So here's a clip of Ethan Van Sciver and John Malin talking about researching Chrissy Mayer's nudes live on stream. This is another one. I'm just going to promote Alyssa clips on this one and play 3 seconds of it. Bro, you're live. Yes.
Your body. And I was like, oh, that should have been the red flag where I was like, get out of here, Chrissy.
Yeah, this clip gets really uncomfortable. I don't know. Maybe this got me in trouble.
Get out. But I was like, I really need money.
Yeah.
So I went into the bathroom with this guy and he just
now a little bit of fear in her eyes. She looks the best though. She really needs that money.
Yeah.
She's desperate. A little bit of fear in her eyes. She looks cute there. I like her beanie.
You do? You like that?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so they have a very interesting convo right about here.
There, because
Bro is good, and dude, this is what he's been waiting for.
Oh, no, hold on, wait.
I'm 90% sure. But it just...
Again, this dude has been smiling for 20 years after hearing this story.
The pictures, they're not neck down. Her face is in them. You can
wait, what? Whoa, they're online?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think you should research those. I disavow anyone who's looking for them. But, and I don't know where they came from or how they originated. I guess, the paid ones on Patreon, but you should pay for them.
Nicholas!
I'm covering all my bases here, because I don't want to get in trouble. So.
You don't have to see Obsession. I'll spoil it for you. It stars a Jewish man named EK who goes on an obsessive vendetta to take down a crooked cop named IJ, but he goes too far and you don't know whether to root for him or not.
Yes, it's a fucking banger donation. I appreciate it. So we have the Kino Casinos coverage, but I don't think I really want to spend too much time going over this anymore. I think that's enough of an introduction to who Ethan Van Sciver is. But now we're going to find out how he basically has fucked everything in his life up and how he got to this exact moment in time. And the YouTuber that I've chosen to check out is a video that captivated me in particular. I was actually recommended this through a friend. And MikeyNohMore is somebody we've watched him before on the channel. I think I popped into his stream the other day, the day he ended up debating COG. His stuff is really good. This is kind of an undercover banger of a video. It only has 66,000 views, and it is really good. ComicsGate, how to under and never deliver. I believe this is the right one, right? Let me just verify.
Nicholas,
Does he
the
have
goat.
If
Thank
you know
for the
anything about
$5,
me.
my man.
He'll get whacked. EVS now lives.
Actually, this might not be it. I have to make sure I have the right one. All right, it's only Ethan Van Sciver, guys. I don't need to come prepared. I have the wrong one. I apologize.
Including-
The video we're actually watching is how to kill a movement. I didn't realize there's guys, there's a second ComicsGate video. It has hit the tower. I thought this was the only one. Okay. Yeah, this one is a fucking great video. I knew it was longer than that. All right, so we got MikeyNohMore's video, ComicsGate, how to kill a movement. This was 150,000 views. Still, I think it's wildly underrated for what it is. It is a very entertaining video for the parts that I've seen. So let's take a look at this. ComicsGate, obviously a movement that was similar to Gamergate.
You ever thought about what would be the most effective way to kill a movement? To kill a coordinated effort for change.
Now, again, pre-watched, but I want to point out, the biggest issue with a lot of these groups, and Gamergate in particular, is that there were people who came in, and whether you agree with their positions or not, they were going in with a motivation to do a thing. And then a lot of people jumped in, and they essentially fifth-girled it. They came in and they did it purely for profit, for financial gain. They didn't actually give a shit about the motive or the movement itself. It just became a way to launder money or to bring in income or take people who feel distraught at a certain type of fan base or a certain type of media and milk them for every fucking dollar because you're fighting the good fight and you agree with them. That was a huge problem for really anything like this. Again, whether you agree with it or not agree with it, people who are in it for financial gain exclusively, who don't actually care about any aspect of this, will always doom the larger discussion.
First go-to strat would probably be to just murk the dudes at the top, but that doesn't always work out. The movements of Gandhi and MLK kept chugging along just fine after they both left the server, with new martyrs to boot. No, the most effective way to actually kill a movement is to introduce individuals with tons of charisma and ambition, but who don't actually give a shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You bring in these guys who become talking heads for all this stuff, and they absolutely consume all of the discourse. Make it about themselves, do absolutely nothing.
Movement, who are just really there.
And that's Ethan Van Sciver.
There for themselves. A perfect example of this was Gamergate, a movement that a decade ago was ignited over gamer indignation at corruption and lack of ethics in games journalism. It was quickly, and when I say quickly, I mean almost immediately, hijacked by culture war grifters on all sides of the political spectrum.
And a lot of those culture war grifters are still active right now. They're just jumping from topic to topic. The ones who did survive became I would say Jeremy, but Jeremy wasn't one of those dudes. Jeremy doesn't count. Jeremy came in way later. But if Jeremy was active at the time, he would be the perfect example.
Who just used it as a vehicle for lining their pockets and gaining clout. While GG accomplished little in the end,
Nick, would you consider opioids?
Oh.
Thank you.
its legacy
What is mixtape? Do you rap now? Anyway, mixtape.
There is some deep lore on that.
persists in various forms, including one of the most cartoonish supervillain-ass Wikipedia pages I've ever seen. ISIS doesn't have terrorist organizations.
No, guys!
Slimy Weasley fuck.
Mixtape. Let's go.
Oh, I feel
Lol.
bad. Please speed up. Alright, I'm pinning a message. Hold on. Mixtape goal met. Thank you so much. Alright, I'm pinning this. It's going to be at the top of it. Everyone will see this. There's no way to miss this.
In its title. Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy don't have sexual deviant in theirs. The Gamergate? Oh, they had to let you know it was a harassment campaign. Also, they had to lock it down, so only the select elite of Wikipedia can edit it.
Alright, I'm gonna jump past this. If you want to see the whole backstory and specifically how ComicsGate was created, I mean, we're still gonna get a lot of that, but yeah, we kind of understand what Gamergate was, right? So now, this is Ethan Van Sciver. He kind of popped up to figurehead this movement.
The industry found his new home in ComicsGate. Ethan Van Sciver.
And he, again, that was an important part. He's actually from the industry.
We could dismiss their critiques as such. At least that's what they could do until a very talented, charismatic, and ambitious comic book artist, freshly exiled from the industry, found his new home in ComicsGate. Ethan Van Sciver.
I wonder if people thought that a new Gamergate style thing was happening with I'm just kind of connecting the dots right here. When Zack Snyder went on all those fucking podcasts, or was it Geeks and Gamers? Did he have Zack Snyder on the thing to promote the the stuff he was working on. Did they think that Zack Snyder was gonna like stick around? Was he gonna like spearhead the movement or something? He was gonna hang out with all these guys indefinitely? I never thought about it like that because I wasn't really into the whole Zack Snyder stuff. No. Rob Schneider. Yeah, Rob Schneider. Zack Snyder used the Chud audience. Well, that's what I'm wondering, is the audience who actually consumed that content, did they think that he was going to kind of show up and just start fighting? He was going to fight the corrupt fucking battle? It was a charity stream? Sure, I just wondered what the expectations were after the stream. Because I remember people being like, oh, Zack just... Like, I see it in my chat right now. Zack used the Chuds. What did he expect? Like, what did they expect to get out of it if they feel like they've been used? That's another video that I need to watch one day. MikeyNohMore, that would be a great video to make. Zack Snyder in the fucking media community.
Ethan Van Sciver, also known as EVS, Uncle Ethan, the Human Sunbeam.
Is this where the Human Sunbeam thing comes from with like Templar? I'd never heard of Human Sunbeam before, but apparently this is like a thing.
Caesar, and the king of ComicsGate, is a distinguished veteran of the comics industry, making his debut in comics with Cyberfrog in 1994.
So what was your first published work?
Cyberfrog #1 by Hall of Heroes.
Dude, look, I gotta zoom in on this. Well, not zoom in, I gotta make it big screen. Look how different he looks here. He looks like a regular loser. Like, how many years ago was this?
The most reputable independent comic book publisher in Elkhart, Indiana.
Despite all his time in the industry and the credentials he amassed within, he still ended up parting ways with DC over what he claimed were political...
He looks like Ethan Ralph now? He kinda does, you're right.
...differences. He was a little too right-wing to hang in the now super leftist comic industry. Allegedly. I gotta add that in because Ethan also expressed that his reasons for leaving was that he felt like a small cog in a big machine.
Ooh, isn't that kind of sad? Yeah, I'm a small cog in a bit, so I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna literally join the anti-community for the thing that I'm doing. Nick, would you consider opioids? No. Maybe one day. Do you plan on returning to DC anytime soon? Maybe one day, but I wanted to do Cyberfrog for the next couple of years. I want to own something I create. DC is great, and they were good to me, and I had a good time there, but it's time to try and get rich. Yeah. Well, at least he was honest about trying to get rich in 2018. That way we could skip this whole ComicsGate debacle.
And that he wanted to leave DC to spread his wings and work on IPs that he actually owned. It might seem inconsequential, but it does fundamentally change how you might view Uncle Ethan's entry into ComicsGate. Was he really just...
It's just like he's kind of just like a wildly insecure dude who needed to feel important. And he went to places to make... He did things that would facilitate that up until he kind of lost control.
Just a political refugee who was essentially forced out of the industry just for being openly Republican? Or was he always planning on leaving DC once his contract had expired, and he just hopped aboard the CG train because he saw it was chugging in the direction he
I'm gonna go with 2. I think there's strong evidence of 2.
Was heading anyway. I'm bringing this up
circumstantial, but a lot of it.
Because Uncle Ethan ain't exactly the most honest guy, and you're gonna see that he's not just the king of ComicsGate, he's also the king of opportunism. Now, some of you might be wondering, Mikey, how could Ethan Van Sciver be the king of ComicsGate when he wasn't one of its founding members? That's a very good question. One that even ComicsGate OGs who witnessed the rise of EVS are still a little confused by.
When EVS first showed up on
dude, he was just so polarized. He was so influential, dude. We just forgot everybody else we were interacting with.
Live streams and started backing ComicsGate and everything.
Dude, how does one accomplish taking over an entire movement that you just backpacked into? What would be your strategy? Like, if you wanted to steal this from other people who cared about it significantly more than you did, how would you go about it?
We thought it was a boon. Oh my gosh, we have not only a comic book professional, but we have one of the greatest artists in comic book history. We thought it was such a boon, and then all of a sudden we're doing our thing and we're saying King of ComicsGate. What? He's
dude, this guy just showed up, started calling himself the king, and just fucking consumed all of the income.
He's the newest member. What are you talking about, King of ComicsGate?
Also, this member thing is cringe as shit. Imagine being a member of an online I don't think anything like that.
So there's
will ever
this
happen
creature
again.
named
Thank you!
Nicholas DeOrio. He has this segment called the Ultimate Rape Reviews.
Both endings.
Now we're just trying to double the goal now, so you have to play
I didn't
Mixtape
realize the
twice
game
and
let you
unlock
play.
both endings. Winking face.
And I'll tell you what, he repeated the lie so much it became the truth.
See, when Ethan pulled up on ComicsGate, he already had a connection via Richard C. Meyer, the then most popular affiliate of CG, and everyone in CG was immediately wowed, because this wasn't just a commentator, this was an accomplished, talented veteran of the industry, and an ambitious and charismatic one at that. See, EVS is the type of dude politicians and business execs, thank God, stayed clear of their careers.
Dude, thank God that these hyper fucking insane people hang out. Like, these extremely charismatic psychopaths don't do political debate. They spend their time, like, fucking obsessing over comic books, because they'd be a real damaging force elsewhere.
Went into comics instead. He's equal parts a natural born.
Bro, my chat's owning me right now. I bet he can't find the second puzzle in the suburbs area. I thought this game was, like, on rails.
Car salesman and an asshole. And these qualities of Uncle Ethan are ultimately what killed
Nicholas the
ComicsGate.
Goat.
Well,
Thank you for the $5, my man.
he didn't do it solo, but he definitely was the MVP of this shit. The first mortal wound inflicted on early CG actually didn't come from Ethan, but from his internet platonic boyfriend, Richard Meyer. In March of 2018, Meyer put out a vid about Brian Pulido, the creator of the comic Lady Death, and he talked about how Pulido
Bro, I've never heard of Lady Death.
had grossed
Is that in relation to what?
tons of money.
Is that just like a regular comic book? I forget that not everything is like a superhero cape shit fucking media item.
Through several consecutive successful Kickstarter campaigns for his books.
So this is Brian Pulido, who's a popular indie
Deadpool. Okay.
comic in the 90s. He's come back
Whenever I think of Deadpool, I think of the guy who drew Captain America really badly.
strong like bull in the Kickstarter game. I just want you to focus.
Bro, oh my god, what the fuck, dude? I'm looking at this. Bro, this thing raised more money than Noah Sampson when Ethan Klein decided to sue him. This guy set a $15,000 goal and they pledged $270. Must be nice. Must be nice.
On this quarter.
Yeah, Robert Liefeld is what I always think of.
Coming up
Robert
on a
Liefeld.
250,000 sales. So he's backed 47 and he's created 11. And this is
11 Stranger Things?
huge. He's on a $250,000 for a comic. It's just a comic. And he's been doing one, I think he does like every 6 months or so he does one. And he's been steadily making more and more each one.
Every 6 months? That's like the most, out of all the people you hear in this video, this is like the most active comic creator. By the end of this video, that's like literally the best output you could possibly ask for in this space.
This gave Meyer, who was already making plans with John Malin at the time, another comic pro who would follow Ethan Van Sciver's lead and leave the industry for ComicsGate, the encouragement to finally pursue
Fuck, dude, that guy's at like 1 HP. I died to a bomb.
a plan he'd been thinking
Could have sworn it was related to Deadpool. Thanos' death angle, could be wrong.
about for a while. Rather than go through the traditional model of indie publishing and deal with Diamond's costly, antiquated-ass bullshit, Meyer and Malin would just crowdfund their new comic book, Jawbreakers, instead.
You guys see what's starting to happen here in ComicsGate? Is it kind of connecting the dots right now and what's kind of going on?
That man on the outside looking in era of ComicsGate was now officially over. And this right here was the first mortal blow of ComicsGate as a movement. It fundamentally shifted the character and purpose
Guys, aren't the comics so bad? Can you guys fund my comic book? I just need $250,000.
of comics.
Yeah, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, 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 money.
CG was no longer just a consumer revolt. No, now it was a brand. Before, CG was a bunch of industry outsiders, just commentators who, through passion and love for the medium alone,
And I obviously skipped past that, but that was a thing where people would just dismiss it because it's like, oh, these are industry outsiders, they're jealous, they can't get involved or whatever. And then obviously people like Ethan Van Sciver, people who actually were industry people, made this a more legitimate movement in the eyes of the public, the general public, because it was no longer a group of misfit, couldn't, not even has-beens, never could have made it. Now it's actual people in there who are quote unquote fed up with the man.
talked about comics and called for change in the industry. Now you had guys like Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, Mike S. Miller, and even Earthworm Jim creator Doug TenNapel.
Bro, Earthworm Jim motherfucker is in this game. This is dude.
Throwing up that hashtag ComicsGate
Oh my
set.
god.
And they were
Diabolical clip choice by Mikey over here.
Weren't doing it out of pure passion and love for the medium like the OG CGs
Nicholas!
were.
No, they were doing it for the fucking money. Thank you for the $5.
Now they were doing it to sell comics, to get super chats, to move merch, to make money! This was great if you were someone who mainly just wanted to make money selling comics without still being part of the mainstream industry. If you were someone whose main purpose in ComicsGate
was like actually giving a shit, actually pushing the movement forward, actually looking for change, well, you just got sidelined for glup shitto fucking
involve stacking paper to
dick swinger
the ceiling, well, Doug TeNapel put it best.
I think the problem with ComicsGate was always that it was I've always said this, that it's a brand that pretends to be a movement. It's a business that pretends to be a movement.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of this shit, dude. You get all these guys who are well-intentioned, it gets corrupted.
It's a YouTube fandom that pretends to be about comics, and there's trusting, well-meaning, great creators and backers.
I think a lot of this is happening with political YouTube right now. I think there's a lot of political YouTube guys who are kind of doing this. Like, I'm trying to save the world, I'm trying to save the country, I'm trying to save my bank account.
That think they're contributing to a movement or a cause, and really, it's a compromised business.
This was a few years after he left.
Dude, I'm gonna end up in a clip compilation, but again, champagne socialist moment, Hassan Piker, like, listen, I'm trying to fucking fuck billionaires, also look at my Cartier $10,000 ring, yeah.
Eventually disavow
the quartering. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the quartering believes the stuff that he says. He might be dumb enough to. Maybe not, I don't know.
ComicsGate. Now,
I do think he'll say anything for money, though, so yeah, I guess you could throw him in there.
Why would Doug TeNapel do that? Well, don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Now again, the transition from hashtag to brand was just part of what killed early ComicsGate. There were several more steps, and all of them involved Ethan Van Sciver.
Dude, Ethan Van Sciver is instrumental in the death of an entire business.
The first was when a few CGOGs like Doug Ernst and Captain Cummins noticed that gatekeeping was becoming more of a thing in ComicsGate, with the guy everyone seeming to
We're at a place now where somebody needs to turn to EVS for a ruling on who should be a gatekeeper. Interesting, noted. I will respond accordingly. Does that count? I need a ruling here. Uncle Ethan Van Sciver.
Referred to for who's cool and who's not being EVS, who was surprisingly pro-gatekeeping. His logic being that...
I mean, that's not surprising. I saw the clip of him like 30 minutes ago, but yeah. Oh, look, Yellow Flash. Gatekeeping is not the answer. Free market is the answer. I'm 100% against any type of gatekeeping. That's SJW. I don't think Ethan Van Sciver is saying he's for that either. I think there's a misunderstanding here. Ethan Van Sciver, wrong! Ethan Van Sciver. By the way, if you look at Yellow Flash and Ethan Van Sciver in current day, all of their interactions are, you licked a urinal, loser. And then Ethan crying about it. Think for yourself, but gatekeeping isn't the issue. Gatekeeping by SJWs is the problem. Keeping people who exploit comics to propagandize at the expense of stories, sales, customer service from destroying the industry, and the hobby is the heart of ComicsGate.
Gatekeeping is a problem for SJWs because they're evil.
Yeah, they're ontologically evil, and we will use their tactics against them at every fucking opportunity.
But it's cool when we do it because we gotta keep...
What are we doing? Some guy entered my chat and said that I'm a liar, so we're watching his entire history.
...out those evil SJWs. Captain Cummins in particular wasn't a fan of this growing shift in CG values, and he definitely wasn't a fan of EVS, who was the main source for a lot of it. And he voiced as much both in his videos and in this infamous tweet.
Nicholas DeOrio. Hey, I actually think you're a pretty funny guy.
Well, at Ethan Van Sciver.
No bad tactics, only bad targets. Yeah, it's a very early version of that.
Sciver can keep the money. I don't want a shitty Ninja Turtle ripoff. Do I need to fly down and say it to your face to be a man? Or are you just gonna tell...
Jesus Christ.
DNC has stated multiple times. At the time, everyone thought Captain Cummins was just having a tism.
He's having a bad day. This Ethan Van Sciver guy, he can't be that bad, right?
Cyber fraud blood honey. But look...
Oh my god, dude. Dude! Noah Sampson is on fucking redacted watch right now. This guy created a comic book called Cyber Frog, and people gave him $500,000. Can we adjust this for inflation? What does $500,000 in 2018 mean right now? Wow. Why is there so much money in comics? I mean, now this explains ComicsGate, right?
Crowdfunded CG project, Cyber Fraud Blood Honey. But looking back, Captain Cummins was really just peeping the bullshit from Ethan Van Sciver.
Yeah, he was like an early adopter in the fuckery that was afoot.
And I think what Captain Cummins is doing right now is reacting against a hierarchical, almost natural, organic even, but a takeover nonetheless.
Yeah, this hostile guy has come in and fucked over everybody here.
Ethan, with his new circle of comic pro capos, had effectively turned ComicsGate into his own personal internet fiefdom that he would have the most influence over, in which his own platform.
It's just so funny to see this guy as like a fucking completely cloutless loser who's lost everything in current day, and watching his rise, how easy it appears to have been. It just kind of, you know, it's a bit of a lens. It's kind of the we're watching the history of YouTubers that you're watching in current day. Like they'll have, some YouTubers that you're watching that are doing great right now will end up like this guy. It just kind of happens that way.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets served as the central hub of. He might not have been officially crowned, but Ethan Van Sciver had become the undeniable king of ComicsGate. But Captain Cummins wasn't going for any of that shit, so he peaced out.
Dude, the quote of "I used to be somebody" is gonna hit like a truck when we get there.
Channel of almost all its CG content and left the
I respect Ralph more. Oh, that's crazy.
movement he started, but had quickly become unrecognizable to him behind. He may have been the first major figure of CG to disavow the movement and bounce, but he wouldn't be the last.
So these are the gatekeepers. Do I want to? No, I think we want to watch this. All right, let's jump ahead a little bit.
Channels were blowing up like crazy. And
so now all these guys are getting in because, you know, when somebody's making money, they're seeing money being made. Other people are popping in.
Articles both pro and anti-CG were popping up and showing the community's growing influence. The sky looked like the limit, but just like Icarus, ComicsGate fell as it was getting too close to the sun, or rather,
so there's this creature named Nicholas DeOrio. He has this segment called the Ultimate Rape Reviews.
Thank you.
Our king kept yanking the movement back down to his dirty-ass pond with one drama arc after another. One short but pretty important one was with a guy called Theodore Beale. Beale, better known as Vox Day, the Dark
I'm sorry, there's like a lot of characters in this, but for the most part, you really only need to track what Ethan's doing.
Lord, or Teddy Spaghetti, was a writer and games journalist turned far-right blogger. He's been a veteran of—
Dude, how the fuck does that happen? A writer and games journalist turned far-right vlogger. That just... Could you imagine, like, Cat Tenbarge went down this path, or, like, Taylor Lorenz?
This culture war shit for a good minute.
Nicholas! What is happening right now?
Thank you for the $5, my man.
How the fuck did I drain 2 balls off the plunge? I'm on ball 3 and I haven't gotten the ball yet.
Blow for blow with SJWs in the Gamergate trenches. In fact, he had been publishing comics with right-wing politics long before ComicsGate was a thing, and he claims it was never about money.
You know, I don't own ComicsGate. I don't own...
No, that's Ethan's thing. Ethan owns ComicsGate. Dude turned right so hard he became a blogger.
Haven, I don't own Dark Legion. I don't own any of those things.
Oh my god, this was my worst game of pinball ever. What the fuck?
Yeah, that we are doing this because we think that it is somehow going to make money. It is amusing.
Which is what every dishonest grifter says while they're grifting. When hashtag comics...
Alright, I'm gonna move ahead kind of back to Ethan though. Because this is a more of a ComicsGate. This video has a lot of ComicsGate stuff, but Ethan is really the... Yeah, here we go.
Vox Day announced that he was starting a new imprint, ComicsGate, and that this imprint would be...
Dude, ComicsGate 100% SJW free is so... Maybe this was cool at the time. This is so fucking cringe in current day. That is like a... Dude, I'm getting like secondhand cringe from this logo.
Used to signify that a comic was 100% SJW.
Dude, imagine the ComicsGate seal of approval. Imagine printing this fucking label on a piece of media that you intend to sell. Guys, no SJWs were fucking used in the creation of this media.
You free. A lot of CG...
It feels like a parody. Yeah, this is the type of thing that would be like a joke on an SNL skit.
Weren't fans of this move at all. Especially Ethan, who had succeeded in turning the ComicsGate hashtag into a brand already, and even had a show, ComicsGate Live.
Dude, okay, so this is what I was talking about before. How do you take over a movement? Well, he named the fucking show after it. What is ComicsGate? That's Ethan Van Sciver's show. That's crazy, dude. Imagine if I fucking called my show, like I instead of Nicholas DeOrio's stream, I just started calling myself the Commentary Community 2 years ago. And I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to the Commentary Community Live. Imagine how fucking cringe that would be.
Where he would bring other creators on so they could pitch their books to the audience. Vox Day, on the other hand,
Dude, the Cabal Live, yeah.
literally never used the ComicsGate name for anything up until he announced his imprint, leading people to accuse Vox of infringing on a ComicsGate trademark.
Dude, the ComicsGate trademark?
Now Vox, with a level of confidence that only a white nationalist / disgruntled games journalist / Gamergate veteran could possess, asserted that he wasn't stepping on any legal toes because the ComicsGate trademark still didn't belong to anyone, since nobody had filed for it yet. Tragically for Vox, a Florida man would cuck him.
Dude, could you imagine trying to trademark a movement that you joined and getting mad when you can't do it?
Him out of his ambitions mid-stride, just like Indiegogo had. Antonio
This is beyond fucking parody.
Malpica, a pro CG'er who was
Yeah, Newborn, I haven't played that one before. I'm going back to Mando.
fundraising for his own comic and was very partial towards Ethan. Actually,
that is a fair critique. Keemstar kind of came in and made Lolcow live. He kind of did just show up and make himself king of Lolcows. But is that something to be proud of? I mean, the show, the success, yeah. But like the title, like King of ComicsGate at that point, as cringy as it sounds, actually meant something. I think Keemstar calling himself King of the Lolcows is kind of a negative connotation.
applied to register ComicsGate as a publishing trademark with the intention of giving it to Ethan in the future. It was also brought to Teddy's attention that nobody in CG would want to use his imprint or even be associated with the name ComicsGate anymore if he insisted on using it for his own purposes. Vox tried—
Yeah, because why the fuck would you say that you're in ComicsGate if this guy gets the trademark, names his fucking show after it, and it's his entire branding? Like, it's dude, imagine if, like, if your thing was Just Do It, then you found out Nike took your trademark. Would you keep saying Just Do It?
Tried to go on the offensive against Ethan, calling him two-faced and claiming that he was just fooling everyone else so he could use CG to grift for money. In tonight's Dart stream, I talked about the panoply—
Nick would tilt the machine if he could. Bro, that's how you know that I'm fucking throwing. I literally can tilt the machine. I'm tilting it right now.
of shameless lies Two-Face Van Sciver, aka 2VS, has been caught telling about ComicsGate in the last 24 hours. I also rejected his invitation to go on the show because I don't tolerate or talk to liars. Sooner or later, and judging by the fact that there's—
It's funny how early into this video we are and how Ethan's already kind of getting cooked.
Still spazzing out on Q, it will be later, his sad little band of comics gatekeepers will realize that he is the scam artist who's been lying to them all along. I pointed out how Two-Face's crowdfunded commission model is totally incapable of revamping the industry because his $12,300 cost per page simply cannot be expanded.
Dude, $12,300 cost per page. Do you understand how crazy that is? Do you understand how insane that is?
He's basically another pinup
How to
artist.
go from being like an exile of a business or whatever, an exile of industry, and then you go and now you're making— that's— dude, wow.
He's producing 48 pages at 1.87 times the total cost, for which we are producing at least 1,148 pages. We are already employing 20 times more working artists than he is. YouTube-based televangelism is a great personal business, whether you're in comics or self-help, but it's not one that will have much relevance for the industry over time, nor is it capable of transforming it.
And I mean— now, if you want to watch the rest of this Comics Gatekeeper segment, feel free. We're going to be jumping around a lot because this is a very long video with a shitload of lore, but there is stuff that I want to see. So we're jumping ahead now to Chapter 4, Hail Caesar. I love the music choices that Mikey picks for these things.
No, I'm not bullshitting. Ethan Van Sciver really had his own personal internet troll army.
Okay, this is where things get crazy. You see all the things on Twitter right now about the Discord leaks? Ethan Van Sciver was like a willing participant in this, and he hung out all day in a gay ops Discord server that would later turn on him. That was what he was doing. When he was not grifting comic books and not drawing pictures, he hung out in a gay ops Discord server.
Called War Campaign.
Called literally War Campaign.
Led by a coked up Canadian with a talent for getting into internet drama. Oh wait, that's the wrong Canadian. That one's sober. I'd be surprised if Ro had been substance free for even a full month in the past 6 years.
I made my way up through the ranks.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Motherfucker. Taking out opponents. Gay op by gay op.
Dude, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say gay op, like, proudly. Usually that's like an insulting term. Okay, that's insane.
Taking out opponents. Gay op by gay op. Motherfucker. First thing I did, handpicked selected men from the peasantry. Men who I could trust, you understand? Got some leverage over them. So a little bit of dong pics, a little bit of...
Dude, I got penis pictures so I could threaten them. This is fucking crazy.
Poontang pics. Boom. We went in and we said, all right, let's do this. Who wants to...
And dude, Ethan Van Sciver looked at us and like, yes, this is what we need for our movement.
Fuck shit up, motherfuckers.
He was the undisputed leader of War Campaign and the most loyal member.
Are these people real? Dude, internet used to be like this. This is just a thing that happened back then. Go watch like an old like Tonka Saw stream.
Of Ethan's Legion.
Hello, my name's Praetorian. You may know me as a former member of the Inner Circle of War Campaign. Here you can see that Ro says I'm an integral member of War Campaign. At the very head you have Ro.
Thank you!
Nicholas! The GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
This is like a whole lore piece of the internet that I was blown away that I didn't know. That's why I wanted to do a segment on it. Like, I couldn't believe me as terminally online as I am, especially during, like, I don't know, this time
Nick
frame.
just started insulting me viciously.
I didn't even know
on Twitter.
any of these people. I didn't know any of this was happening.
Time for mixtape wait. I am not caught up.
Oh my God.
Time for Lord of Ring Gollum wait. Nah, screw it.
Thank
Here's
you.
$20.
Oh, Kabir Kumar.
Bro is talking like a WWE monologue. Yeah, it's like a bad version of PPP's show prep.
Who is the absolute undisputed leader of War Campaign. Things run like this. It goes through Ethan Van Sciver most time.
Dude, why do we have a fucking... They're creating a spreadsheet so you could better track the ops. What is this?
To Ro, to the Inner Circle, and then from the Inner Circle, it'll go out. War Campaign doesn't like people who criticize Ethan Van Sciver. At all. If you are critical of Ethan Van Sciver, you are immediately...
Is this like a fucking Docs Armada at his fucking, like, beck and call?
in War Campaign site.
That's not me making a joke, by the way. These dudes literally LARPed as Roman legionaries and hailed...
Dude, this is, again, why it's so funny looking at Templar. Yeah, they're like Roman fucking soldiers.
Ethan Van Sciver as their Caesar.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar!
Oh, I know you pressed play on this video expecting insanity and brain rot to be gradually introduced. Nah, even back...
No, we're still in the first quarter of this video. Hail Caesar!
In 2018, when ComicsGate was still a young and healthy movement, we already had this level of autism pumping through this community's veins. And again, this was all just to get rid of Tim Lim.
That War Campaign is a collection of your fans. I mean, this is really where it started, Caesar.
I can't believe that like anybody would be willing to work with something like called War Campaign that is just pure gay ops. I mean, like this kind of nullifies any moral position you'd have in the future, right?
This is it. I mean, you know it. You know, this is it. We wouldn't be on the internet otherwise. I don't think we would have started a channel.
These are grown adults. Yeah, it's crazy. Like these aren't kids. You can hear it in their voice. These are actually comic boomers. These are like 30 to 40-year-old men.
Tim Lim's the whole reason.
The fact that, yeah, dude, imagine having a 40-year-old man call you Caesar before they go in, kiss their wife, and tuck their kid in for bed. Unironically, call you Caesar.
While War Campaign would eventually succeed in their original mission of getting Tim to fuck off, it wouldn't be through any direct attacks on him. Tim would leave CG of his own accord after War Campaign claimed the scalp of a co-creator of his, a fellow CG affiliate who would also become a bit of a thorn in Caesar's side. Nurkish. Now, Nurkish wasn't CG per se. By his own admission, he was only ComicsGate adjacent at best.
You were involved with some ComicsGate-y stuff, right?
So they just came and anybody that didn't like Ethan Van Sciver kind of just got like community fucked, basically. They just came through and fucked you.
I guess I was involved with it and that I knew people. The people who discovered my stuff were in ComicsGate. I just wanted to make fun of woke. I don't like woke stuff. I think it's funny. I think it's cringe, and then I got lumped in with them. But once they...
By the way, this still happens. People who don't like the current media shit are constantly... Dude, imagine if you don't like a video game and you go to Twitter, and who are the other people who don't like the video game? Oh, it's Grums. Oh. Okay. Well... Okay, Synthetic Man doesn't like the game either. Oh, this game is like very highly reviewed. No matter what you say, if it's negative about the game, they're going to take you and they're going to put you right next to Grums and Synthetic Man. Like, it doesn't matter what your position is. You're like a far-right fucking grifter freak.
Nick just
because
started
you don't like
insulting
video
me
games.
viciously on Twitter.
Thank you!
Damn it. Here's one more because I just remembered a trailer that played before Obsession. It was a year ago you mentioned being an extra in an Alien movie by Spielberg and the trailer played before Obsession. Disclosure Day.
Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned that in a while. I gotta be honest with you, manage your expectations. I'm hoping that I see my elbow in Disclosure Day. I'm not expecting to have a fucking facial appearance in that movie. But yes, I was an extra in the Disclosure Day movie.
They wanted me to like carry a cross. I was like, I don't give a fuck about this stuff.
He didn't really care about comics or any culture war nonsense at all, really. But he did like making videos talking about stupid shit, and modern comics had plenty of that.
On a side note, did you know that Mags has a GoFundMe to get fake...
Dude, Nick's elbow, it's literally gonna be a shitty... I probably won't even be on the screen. It'll be just like a even shittier version of Charlie's fucking story about Hunger Games.
Tits? Here's my question. Why do you need fake tits when you already have them from being fat?
A lot of the CG community liked Nurkish's content. He even was occasionally brought on Ethan's stream along with Cecil, who was a CG member.
Wait. Oh my god, no. No. Is this... Chat, help me on this one. Is this the Cecil from like 4 streams ago? I'm just connecting this. Is this the Cecil from like... Dude, this is the Cecil who was sweeping in current day for Chrissy Mayer? Yeah, that's literally him. I'm looking at this, the same guy. Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
Whenever EVS needed some chaotic energy. There was even a comic in the works between the two, with art being done by Tim Lim. Now there was one problem. Nurkish was a little too edgy for Ethan's taste. More
Get him out of here! Get this fucking guy out of here!
precisely, Nurkish's Discord was a little too edgy.
He's got
Oh, wait. War Campaign guy doesn't like a Discord server?
this Discord where he's a free...
This reminds me of Illuminati. Illuminati went to Tommy C and like, my fans don't like your Discord. You're gonna have to censor your Discord. What? There are people in your Discord that don't like my fans. My fans are getting mad. You're gonna have to do something about your Discord.
speech
What?
absolutist, and he could absolutely let these people in. I started to receive pictures of his Discord of an extreme. And when I say extreme, I have a good sense of humor. Extreme anti-Semitic material.
Now, Nurkish didn't really control or even contribute that much to his Discord. He popped in a few times to talk, but for the most part...
Why would they care about that? Everything that I've learned about all these people, they're like alt-writers, they're fucking... Like, all the descriptors that Mikey is using here, I don't know why they care about that.
It was just...
Is it bad optics? Like, did they not want that stuff said out loud? Or I kind of just assumed that was the direction it was going.
A Discord server with his name on it that he didn't have a whole lot to do with. And because Nurkish is such a adamant free speech advocate, something he naively...
Am I wrong to feel that way? I mean, the way that this video is going, I thought that would just kind of be the stuff that's in the Discords.
Assume
pretty soft, dude. Pretty soft for the alt-right, yeah.
Most of CG were. He never bothered to moderate and just...
EVS didn't actually care about the Discord. It was solely a power play against Nurkish because he was more entertaining. Yeah, I think that's what Mikey's main argument is, but it's just like, I don't know why people believed that. It's like, all of you guys do this. Wait, what are you like, why? Why do I care about that? Oh no!
Let the guys there make whatever edgy memes they wanted to when he wasn't around. Then, returning to the stage for a second time, entered Jason Youngblood. According to Ethan's sources, Youngblood, along with other dyed-in-the-wool anti-CG...
Nick started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
He was trying to get number... Wait 1 second. Gotta catch the ball. I got this. Okay. He was trying to get numbers, so yes, bad optics. Yeah, numbers are bad optics.
SJWs like Rentfamous had peeked inside the Discord, saw it was a disgusting bed of Nazis.
Holy fuck, dude.
And
I think that one might have been, Chad, I think that one might have been on purpose. I'm pretty sure that one might be, I think that's not like a, dude, there's no Elon discussion on this one.
Somehow, these SJWs managed to get Nurkish's docs.
I start to receive word that Nurkish is about to be doxxed by the same people that kind of hang out with Renfamous. And I get very concerned because Nurkish's privacy is important.
And they threatened they would drop it if Nurkish didn't shut the Discord server down. Man, that's crazy.
Wait, what?
That anyone bought this bullshit story from Ethan 6 years ago. Like, are you serious right now, bro? So let me get this straight, Ethan. There are these anti-CG SJWs who managed to...
Dude, again, this is like all Gamergate was too. It was just doxing a bunch of people and then claiming that you're being doxed by those people. Like, the dox wars of Gamergate were probably some of the funniest. Like, funniest is in, like, I don't know how people believe this shit. Like, Ethan Ralph being like, she's doxing me, she's doxing me.
Get Nurkish's docs out of nowhere.
I don't know if Ethan himself said that, but he's my stand-in for Gamergaters.
And they want to drop it because of some edgy jokes in his Discord. Rather than dox this guy they believe to be a Nazi immediately and further validate their claims of ComicsGate being full of far-right Nazi chuds, they sit on it and say they won't put it out if Nurkish just shuts down his Discord.
Yeah, I mean, this just makes absolutely no sense, but they weren't ready to hear this at the time.
They want this alleged Nazi to get rid of the Discord with all the evidence of the alleged Nazism they're trying to expose him for, and somehow...
And if this was current day, the whole Discord would just be, like, liquidated onto Twitter. You just read it all there.
It was you, Ethan, who just happened to catch wind of all of this ahead of literally everyone else, including Nurkish?
Jason Youngbluth and people around him were threatening to dox Nurkish and then tie him to me and ComicsGate.
I wonder if you asked him in current day, would he just admit to this, or is he gonna lie?
And thus successfully bring down our Indiegogo platform.
Ethan, I know you're a comic illustrator and not a comic writer, but come on, bro, you gotta be able to come up with a better narrative than this. Was it really the SJWs who were raising a ruckus about Nurkish's Discord? Or was it you who knew from what happened with Vox Day's campaign that vindictive SJWs like Rentfamous or Jason Youngbluth could get Indiegogo to take down the campaigns of supposedly far-right creators? And you...
Yeah, he just seems like a little rat, like a rat opportunist
appreciated the shout out.
who used any kind of tactics possible to push himself up. It wasn't really about the comics, it was about, like, the power that he probably never had before.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
I really like the narrative, like, I like the way that Mikey builds these videos, because he immediately opens up and goes, hey, this is a guy who was, like, really insecure with his position at DC. He really wanted to be somebody. Here's his path to fucking over everyone in his way possible until it finally caught up with him in a spectacular fashion, and now look at the way that he falls apart afterwards. It is a very compelling tale, and honestly, a what not to do. If you're like this kind of person, you're this insecure, you probably just shouldn't have an internet career. You should probably just get a regular job. Now, maybe that's advice that you wouldn't really be able to give a person like this. But yeah, you're never gonna have continued success if you care this much.
Who have become hyper vigilant about anything.
It's like what I always talk about. There are people who are satisfied with shitloads of money, entertainment, fun, an evening hanging out with people who are just interested in hearing what they have to say. Like, whatever it is for you, like, there are people who are satisfied with that. And then there are YouTubers who want to be a celebrity. And, like, they will sabotage themselves. They will destroy everything they built because they believe they're invulnerable, because they desperately want to be taken seriously. They want to be a talking head. Again, name comes to mind on this one, not a shocker, Bowblacks. Imagine having an entire system that is just extremely easy to make. A replicatable fucking concept that you can just continuously pump out and make. It's an unlimited water source of YouTube revenue, and you need to start changing up that formula because you're insecure that people don't take you seriously on a personal level. That's the kind of thing that would hinder future success in a dramatic way, and that seems to be the kind of thing that Ethan Van Sciver had going on, and that he's just, like, not a good guy.
In or adjacent to ComicsGate that could be classified as too far to the right had War Campaign fetch Nurkish's docs, passed it on to the SJWs in question, and then gave Nurkish an ultimatum in the form of a friendly suggestion to either get with the program and get rid of his Discord or kick rocks down the street? These are obviously all rhetorical questions because a former member of War Campaign literally confirmed everything I just said.
God.
Here you can clearly see that Pan and Gat are talking about ComicsGate Anonymous. That was an
And again, this is like immediate kill shot in current day, but back then it's not. That's crazy that there's fucking evidence for this.
operation that we ran to go ahead and expose the Nurkish server and to run Nurkish out of ComicsGate, or in an attempt.
Threatening to dox is a soft power move for your Discord is lame. I think the main point to take away from this is that everything about Ethan Van Sciver and the people he associated with is just extremely lame, and he got away with being lame like this for such a long time.
We didn't want to be have these attached to our main account, so we went ahead and made a alt called ComicsGate Anonymous, and we went ahead and ran ops, leaked that.
Why would you want it associated?
In the hopes that
dude, imagine associating this on purpose with ComicsGate. Imagine being that stupid.
They would take the story and run with it.
Nurkish was the first real in-group casualty of War Campaign, and this little Discord drama, as small as it was, really was the point of no return for early CG. EVS was now starting to move like he was some indie comic dictator, complete with sycophantic followers and secret police in the form of autistic shitposters who LARP like—
Again, I feel so stupid for not following this stuff at the time, because this probably was fascinating to witness as it was happening. Like a bunch of guys who take themselves seriously but operate like this.
They were members of a Roman legion.
There are people who think I'm ordering War Campaign, and that's why this—
Dude, this is so crazy to hear. This is so crazy, bro.
Exists right now. I want to make it clear that, you know, War Campaign A does not—
Wait, what? Off topic, but the CEO of that Lego store is going lolcow on someone— You're telling me the CEO of Bricks and Minifigures is live right now? Is that what Smaggle tried to message me? I think he did you delete it? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Where is that? Tune in? Wait, what the fuck is that? Are you no, dude, we can't do this to Ethan Van Sciver. Where is that? Go now? Where is it? Does anyone know? Somebody just said that. Am I getting trolled? Cover it tomorrow? I just want to know where it is. That has piqued my interest entirely. Is it a live stream stealing from old people? Or is he old? Dude, that's such a bad idea. Wait, they literally just came out. The channel is ACOB. Some dude was just streaming this and the CEO jumped in chat after they sent a fucking article.
Couldn't say everything that you to find, because that's what I have been trying to find, and I have been, you know, mutes the other person for
a couple more comments.
No, 12
starting up.
29 of that store. And
which one is the current CEO?
Mean one thing or another. I do.
Wait, that's MNR Productions. That's not the CEO of Lego. That's literally MNR Productions talking. That was the guy I was talking about.
Also, wish Sean had pulled up.
Let me do this for you real fast and
who is that guy?
Share with you the actual complaint and where you can find further information on that.
But Matt, let me ask you, dude, just guy to guy here. Do you think that's helpful to change the narrative of what's going on right now?
I think that
you're taking care of business. I get it from the corporate side, but when we're telling you,
dude, what is this? I told you he reacted earlier in the video that he has gotten involved. I can't believe that MNR Productions gotten a call.
And Brent to speculate, and I will be right back to bring on the guest.
Mr. Beast.
Dude, if we get Mr. Beast,
that's me. Did he shave the mustache? Wait, that is actually the CEO of Bricks and Minifigures?
Oh, I switched back to
on the builder. You might be right. It's and Brian.
Where does he get in? Okay.
Here is it Solid Bricks. It's not Solid Bricks.
Kyle Wemby calling from the bench while they're up 20.
By the way, I think MNR Productions has literally done events at Bricks and Minifigures, right? So this guy has literally actually worked with them before. Not in a negative way. I'm not like criticizing him or anything. But like that is very funny that he has to be on for
27. That'd be awesome.
All right, Brent, chill the comments just for a second.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Just chill the comments here. We need a proper introduction here.
Got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the COO of BAM. We've got Matt McNiff.
Okay, no, Matt is a COO, not the CEO.
Matt McNeff. Sorry, Matt. It's been a wild night for us. Is joining.
Dude, I can't believe they put this out.
ACOB.
Cover it tomorrow. I think it's only like 5 minutes long. Oh no, it literally just ended. All right, we'll cover it tomorrow. Thank you for that. That is a tomorrow show. You're right. Cover it tomorrow because we're literally live tomorrow.
Represent me, not one bit. And I am unaware of, and I do not ever and have never asked Work Campaign to do anything to somebody else ever.
And people keep
I have
saying
never asked. Dude, this guy is such a fucking liar.
stuff like,
Holy
we were
shit.
never told what to do. We were never told what to do. I was in so many Ethan would get mad.
They have like, dude, why did you think this was going to work long term? All right. Not to spoil anything that I'm going to talk about with the guys on Saturday, of course, but imagine that there was like this thing called like Compound Q that gave people superpowers, and it was a huge secret to the point where they like murder people if you even talk about it or reference it, and you have to close the leak immediately or it'll destroy the entire brand. Okay, now imagine that Compound Q secret superhero formula was like a thing that every single parent who gave their kid the drug completely knew about, and they willingly gave their kid a drug, making them a superhero, and none of them ever talked about it ever. And there's like hundreds of superheroes at any one moment, so there were more superheroes before, and all these parents are fully aware of this industry secret. It never leaks or gets out in any capacity, and is entirely a surprise to every single superhero who finds out about it later. Like, that none of their parents told their kids, the parents never told the media, the people who chose not to shoot their kids up with Compound Q never mentioned it to anybody either. That's what he kind of thought he was doing with his little Discord server here. He thought that he could be surrounded by like 15 to 100 people. I don't know who all the people who made up War Campaign. He thought, oh, these guys will never turn on me. There will never, guys, the gay ops server will never have gay ops.
Ethan get mad and pull us in a Discord, and yeah, he definitely start telling us what we can and can't do. And then if someone starts breaking the rules, then you get rowed out.
They break the rules. Oh crap. Wait, what just happened? I just closed all of my things. Dude, what am I doing? There we go. Boom, we're back.
Down your throat.
Looks like Captain Cummins was on to something when he called the human sunbeam out his name earlier.
No honor among flaggers, true.
OG ComicsGate was dead, and in its place stood ComicsGate 2.0. The hashtag had...
Any new Wigglers coming? I have to imagine no. Probably need to hire an artist.
Successfully been co-opted and monetized by Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan also...
Guys, I'm seeking artists who don't end up in specific Discord servers.
Finally managed to get rid of Tim Lim. After Nurkish got snaked on and bailed on the cash grab project, Tim followed suit and left CG to focus on his own future projects with Mark Pellegrini. This would be a blessing in disguise for Tim and Mark, as they would go on to make a campaign for their successful comic series, Common America, and also found their own comic book print, Iconic Comics. The OGs of ComicsGate also weren't having it, and unlike Tim, who just quietly packed his bags and headed out the door, they...
Now, all of a sudden, you're going to start to meet the rocky road of people not just immediately complying when the psychopaths throw them out.
Raised a bit of...
Because, wait a minute, I forgot, this movement is about making fucking money, and not everybody will just quietly leave if their income is directly tied to this. All right, this is not rocket science, guys.
A fuss before they dipped out.
ComicsGate, it was a grassroots.
People who are making a lot of money don't like to willingly walk away without a fight when they're making lots of money.
Consumer movement. And for a while, it was just simply based on this understanding that mainstream American superhero comics, that they were just really bad, that they were just really mediocre. And that's how it came together. I think that what's gone wrong in the past couple of months is that it has just...
A bunch of grifters entered a arguably well-meaning, it depends on what your thoughts are on ComicsGate in particular. I don't really know a lot about the comics industry, so I'm not going to endorse any of the stuff they were saying or doing, because I literally don't know. I don't know the comics industry now, and I certainly don't know it back then.
Literally become all about these crowdfunding campaigns. It's literally become solely about making money and not so much about pointing these things out and holding people to account and holding for professionalism. Ethan Van Sciver has said multiple times that he just really wants to be left alone to make his Cyberfrog comic, which is great. But the problem is that so often it seems like people have to basically go to Ethan Van Sciver to get approval. It seems like that he is the de facto leader of comics.
Bro, he's their dad. He's a bunch of like internet adults' dads. How fucking embarrassing is that?
Right, which used to be a leaderless movement. And it seems like that he has used this power more than once to basically choose who he does and doesn't want in this movement. I mean, he's done it to Tim Lim basically twice.
I can't believe Nick Rekieta's here. This is like pre-Baldo.
First with the Trump Space Force thing where he said he just...
It's so funny that like he was like the most respected YouTube lawyer for years.
Didn't flat out want that. And then recently with this cash grab thing where Nurkic was trying to distance himself from this. And according to EVS, according to, you Ethan Van Sciver, on the stream that you did, you flat out went to him and said, you're ComicsGate whether you want to be or not, because it looks bad on me, then I can't have this associated with me. So if that's what ComicsGate is or isn't now, that it's whatever makes EVS look good or look bad, well, that's not the...
Imagine some loser online in your like friend group who wants comics to be better. Imagine they start talking like a fucking military sergeant. Would you not lose your shit? Would you not go fucking crazy? All right. Let's jump ahead. We're going to skip pretty far. And we're gonna skip the fulfillment and mainstream connections. You should watch those on Mikey's video. We're gonna jump up to detractors and scandals, because this is where things start to get really fucking funny.
Didn't automatically refund anyway. Okay, but that's not what he did. EVS didn't automatically refund everyone. He just...
Oh wait, actually, hold on. We're a little early. Oh, I'm over here. All right, detractors and scandals. This is where the, if Caesar had a palace, this is where it would start to come crashing down, This is where the palace started to get breached by the enemy soldiers.
The main difference that set these guys apart from the initial wave of anti-CGers in 2017 and 18 was that they weren't SJWs. They weren't necessarily dyed-in-the-wool conservatives either, but their problems with ComicsGate had nothing to do with them being an enclave of racist, sexist Nazis or whatever goofy shit cornballs like organized chaos or actual fandom would say. No, their problems with ComicsGate was that they were dumb, lying pieces of shit. These guys are a
Isn't that something?
different beast than the SJW anti-CGers are, because unlike them, they actually do research and keep receipts. Two examples being Thomas Royloop of Shitty Webcomics and Vickyverse of DNV Investigations, who both exposed Ethan during the Ribbitcoin scandal of 2019. Ribbitcoin
The what now? The coin scandal?
being some Cyberfrog merch Ethan and Dynamite made as part of their collaboration together. You would think these would just be part of a stretch goal,
Oh,
but
they're actual coins. Bro, I thought it was a crypto scam. Like, that's kind of early.
nah, they were a whole separate campaign priced at $25, the same price as a Cyberfrog comic. Ethan believed the price range was perfectly valid because the coins were 99.9% silver with 25 karat gold plating.
Silver coins are 2019
Isn't gold plating like next to worthless?
JFK half dollars. They're straight from the mint. They're not available at any bank or in circulation. They're mint silver proof coins for 2019. 99.9% pure silver.
Here's the problem. The Merrick Mint, the company Dynamite got to make the coins for Ethan, didn't offer colorized JFK 99.9% silver.
Oh, so he just lied. Okay.
$half proofs. So how did EVS get them? He didn't. Thomas Royloop revealed to the world that Ethan's Ribbit coins weren't colorized JFK 99.9% silver $half proofs. They weren't silver at all. They were regular ass Kennedys made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Literally zero.
So it's just entirely. So he just. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I can see why people call that a scam.
% silver. Oh yeah.
He just straight up lied about the makeup of it to justify the price, and it's completely fake.
And they weren't really colorized either. That little Cyberfrog on them, just a piece of paper. Not even a sticker.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But just an inked piece of paper held into the coin with a primer coat.
Dude, what the? I have to stop. I'm sorry, this is beyond parody.
that Thomas was able to easily peel off with some mayonnaise on a butter.
Dude, I didn't realize how bad this was gonna get. I'm like, oh, okay, he lied about the... Dude, the only reason they know exactly what it is because he took some mayonnaise, rubbed it on the coin, and the paper fell off.
Nice.
Are you... Dude, this is beyond fucking... This is like a vending machine toy? What the fuck?
I was gonna set a timer, but it came right off.
Again, EVS priced this at $25.
Okay, yeah, this guy's a huge piece of shit. If he wasn't a huge piece of shit for all the other things, he is definitely a huge piece of shit for this.
After Vicky posted a video about this with the beautiful title, "Did Ethan Van Sciver commit criminal fraud?" Ethan jumped on a stream with Vicky.
So I am not interested in defrauding
Hebrews.
people.
A 50-cent coin, yeah.
Especially not for a paltry sum of money like that. That's not something I do. So I would very much appreciate it if you and everyone else who's accusing me of fraud.
Dude, you just have to look at the coin. Wait, I'm sorry. There's like photographic evidence of this.
In any way, would cease and desist.
Dude, this guy's so fucking lazy. He's doing a verbal cease and desist.
Because my...
Dude, you not even know Ron Bar Nassim?
Lawyers will...
With that hat on, he wants to be serious? Dude, he... Dude, he's Colonel Sanders, okay? He just wants to sell some chicken.
Your asses if you continue to do so. I expect you to not involve yourself in what would legally be called defamation.
Defamation? Really, Uncle E? You know Vicky didn't actually accuse you of committing fraud in the video, right? All she did was present receipts of you falsely advertising your product as something it most certainly wasn't. She also pointed out how you, out of nowhere, edited the Ribbitcoin campaign page to get rid of the part where it mentioned it being 99.9% silver.
Dude, you just didn't have to say any of that. You didn't, like, it... I mean... Would it really suck if he priced this thing at, like, $6? It's still a scam. I mean, in my opinion, personally, I would feel scammed by that. I don't know if it reaches a legal limit.
Crazy how you didn't care.
But it's not really, that's not really subjective.
Care about that for months until shitty webcomics posted those tweets. Mikey, aren't you going a bit too hard on Ethan for a mistake that was mostly dynamite to begin with? Ethan refunded everyone anyway. Okay. But that's not what he did. EVS didn't automatically refund everyone.
Oh, you had to reach out. So happy paying customers wouldn't be inconvenienced by some notification saying, here's your money.
Just offered refunds via PayPal. This means that you had to personally request for a refund from Ethan. This is a very important distinction because this meant you had to give Ethan your personal...
What do you mean, scam? Is a suggestion? No, it's not.
...information if you wanted your money back. Now here's the problem with giving the Frog King your information.
It's all over the place now. Everybody knows your name is Matt. Right?
Wow, Evan. Do you always dox your former customers like this?
When they're not my customers anymore, I no longer care.
But to what degree can we place the...
Dude, I'm sorry. Scam is not subjective. People use scam for everything. They're just using it incorrect. Oh, dude, this sucks. I feel scammed or whatever. I've been scammed. This is... Oh, I had such a bad time at this movie. They scammed me.
Bitcoin scam...
I don't know. You're just not using it right.
...handle upon EVS's shoulders, really. Remember that Ethan is more of a car salesman than a proper businessman.
I agree with that. I think we skipped the part where he mentions it. He is really the personification of a used car salesman. He just spits a bunch of bullshit out, and he somehow catches he catches idiots. But not all idiots. You could get like conned by a used car salesman archetype if you're unsuspecting.
He doesn't really understand the product he's selling. Dynamite just told him these shits were real silver coins, so he took their word for it.
When did you first have those in your hand?
The Ribbitcoins, I got some samples, probably way before that. I got samples of...
Did he think the samples were just like cheap knockoff? Like... And then he's like, wait, that's the real thing?
Ribbitcoin probably in September. They were given to me by the licensee who received them from Merrick Mint. You can go to see their website and you could see that they make these coins. They make them, I actually investigated this myself yesterday.
Really? You investigated it yourself? Did you not know when you were, selling them?
That's how, that's the first time I actually looked at Merrick Mint.
He should.
I'm sorry, excuse me? How did this whole amazing business venture come together?
Couldn't have, especially when it's his brand that's literally slapped on top of.
How is that even possible?
But still, Ethan wasn't trying to scam and scheme. I mean, selling this shit for $25 would be a scam regardless, but he wasn't actively trying to fuck over his audience. The mistake really was Dynamite's in the end. Unfortunately for
Dude, what do you mean scam? The coin is only fake if you rub mayo on it. Who would ever do that? I agree, Vid.
EVS, this incident wouldn't be the last time Dynamite screwed him over. But before we get to that, we've got to briefly look at Preston Poulter of Pocket Jack Comics.
Alright, we're gonna jump past... oh god, everything. I'm realizing everything just comes back to fucking Ethan Van Sciver.
Find all of the stuff that I want you to basically do a deep dive on Preston Poulter. And
oh, okay.
I want you to find...
Wait, Cecil says it's back on the screen. Back on the screen again.
Find everything that he's posted. Find his appearances on YouTube and Twitter. And I need you to store and archive them.
On the face of things, Preston seemed like a more competent and dangerous rival for Ethan than Voxday was. He was even a comic creator, independently publishing his own books and getting them out on time in between.
And again, obviously, Ethan Van Sciver was not getting anything out on time. His shit is delayed as fuck.
Making videos. Sadly, Preston came to the game unprepared and got caught with his pants down. No, literally. Poulter was on that Mia Khalifa timing. What a...
Okay, what's happening now? All right, this is escalating. Things are happening right now.
A short but very productive porn star career, typically with him in the role of a male sub or cuck.
Okay, there's no way.
Productive porn star career, typically.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, imagine beefing with somebody on YouTube and you find out that they were professionally cucked. They had a porn star career as an inferior person watching their... Dude, that is fucking crazy.
One, to make it clear that Ethan and War Campaign are one and the same. They're of the same mind, on the same wavelength, who do the same dirt digging, and both think that porn is the perfect psychological weapon against their enemies. Two,
what the fuck?
Throughout this era of CG, EVS was super concerned about ComicsGate's image. But here this nigga is tweeting out cuck porn. If you were following Comic Pro Secrets at this time, cuck porn would have shown up on your timeline.
This is just a great community. This is a great community to be associated with. Very respectable men in the ComicsGate community.
You keeping War Campaign around? You posting money shots from your ops' old porn career? Yeah, that's not bad for ComicsGate's image at all, apparently. And three, I ain't even...
No, if you have a Discord server with like fucking bad things and racism in it, then that's the worst thing that could happen.
Don't front. This shit is hilarious, bro. Preston, I've got no beef with you, no agenda against you. Your content actually played a very vital role in helping me make this video. But you really should have wiped all that shit off the internet eons ago before you got in an internet slap fight with someone as scummy and bummy as Ethan.
Yeah, dude, imagine having this and then fighting with fucking War Campaign.
Van Sciver. That's just an L for you, my guy. Back to the ComicsGate Dynamite deal. The beginning of the end would start in July of 2020 when Cecil would finally get his own Dynamite crowdfunded cover drawn by Donald DeLay. I'm not sure if it was the titties or Cecil just being that disgusting to look at, but the SJWs on Twitter, as well as much of the talent...
And again, is this the Cecil Says guy? I didn't realize that guy was like so entrenched in ComicsGate.
ComicsGate, then CG ever achieving any real mainstream reach outside of its niche was just a fantasy. This fantasy was why he tried to keep CG as politically neutral as possible, and the main reason he initially wanted the overly pro-MAGA types like Tim Lim, the overly edgy boys like Nurkish, and the overly religious guy.
That makes a lot of sense. So they were hiding their power level while doing all the same things as all these other guys were probably doing in private, but they were smart enough to keep it off the thing because they wanted to have mainstream public appeal. Yeah, I don't think that was really in their cards.
guys like Mike S. Miller to leave ComicsGate in the first place, but it was all for nothing. Who would have guessed that Dynamite, the guys who donated to the Bail Project, which bailed out Antifa and BLM rioters during the 2020 Summer of Love, would be made up of people who didn't approve of Dynamite working with ComicsGate? Who could have seen this coming?
That, you know, EVS had these huge campaigns, and he was talking about the Dynamite thing, like, hey, maybe we can get distribution for a bunch of guys in ComicsGate. So he made it sound real nice. We kind of went along with some of the stuff that he was doing, and then it was just slowly popping up, some of these issues with Dynamite. And we knew they were SJW from the beginning, right? But we were told, hey, Baruchi's turned a new leaf.
Hey, thank you.
EVS could have saved face if he took the 2 road R out of the name, Cyberfrog, and changed the O to an A and put a picture of himself on the cover.
Oh my god.
He's going to let, you know, ComicsGate's going to get in the back.
Good one. Good. That was a good one. John. John Diaper. That was a banger meme. That was a banger.
Door. That's how we're going to get in the mainstream. Slowly over the years, we found out this was not true. All these contracts the EVS had with Dynamite, a bunch of them, you know, like the first one, that Frog Point.
All right. I think we're going to move past Wrecked Movement, and we're going to jump into the greatest problem in the Rippaverse. The Rippaverse was a whole new topic for me as well.
Game, just like everyone thought ComicsGate was going to.
Yeah, this is the one. Wasn't Eric July? I believe this is where we're hitting Eric July.
Eric July.
Yeah, wasn't Eric yes.
Also known as Young Ripper 59, is a libertarian / former track star / rapper / metal band lead vocalist / anti-SJW / talking head pundit for The Blaze / geek culture enthusiast. With his latest
I think I've seen like 3 tweets this guy's ever made, and I just thought he was an idiot.
Career ambition revolving around one of his oldest loves, American comics. He'd even make a podcast for it in 2019 called For Canon's Sake, where he would specifically offer commentary on comic books, the industry, and how SJWs were destroying classic heroes like ISIS did ancient artifacts.
It's so funny because like even at this point, it's still already kind of a tired topic. Like the SJW thing hasn't been... It's been like... It's been a long time. I'm not even saying respectable. It's been so fucking long since it was anything other than like a punchline, like the anti-SJW shit. It's been like a punchline for over 10 years. Well, it can't be over 10 years. That's 2016.
As Eric's following grew,
it feels like forever.
Started brushing shoulders with other influencers from geek culture communities, the Fandom Menace, Geeks and Gamers, and of course, ComicsGate. All this fraternizing wasn't just for...
Woke is a new catch-all term. Yeah, I think that woke feels just like a low IQ critique now because it's slop. Woke is now slop. Slop is also a low IQ critique. It doesn't mean anything. It's a thing for things I don't like, you know? If you're just like, oh, that's the woker is back. It's woke again.
Being a grown-ass middle-aged man in something called the war campaign is so pathetic. It's a somehow lamer war room. Personally, the only war campaigns I take part in are on Total War Warhammer 3 on
Thank
Steam.
you!
Also, it's my birthday.
Woke lost all meaning. Yeah, it literally means nothing.
Working or making content either. Ripper was gathering data, stacking up his research while he worked on a project that would shake the whole YouTube comic creator game up. Like early CG, Young Ripper understood that
Oh, I didn't even realize. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Pope Saint Ivy. I would have got to that later, but happy birthday.
Quickest way to change the culture was to become the culture. So he decided he would throw his taxationist theft hat into the ring and announce his own comic on July 11th, 2022. Awesome. But wait, he wasn't just announcing a single comic. No, this was...
Dude, that's just...
22. Awesome.
Is that not just Invincible's costume? It's like if you mix the T-Sphere guy with his like T-suit or whatever, Mr. fucking Terrific and like Invincible.
But wait, he wasn't just announcing a single comic. No, this was the beginning to an entire comic.
His comic predates Invincible.
Universe. This public road hating ass nigga Eric July.
You fucking level 1 rookie bitch ass commentators on Twitter. You not fooling.
Oh, this is just difficult.
A libertarian by bringing up them bitch ass roles.
Came out here more ambitious than any other indie comic YouTuber yet. But all that ambition...
You gotta give Matt, out of all the people in this video, Eric July is the only one whose name I knew prior to watching this, other than Ethan Van Sciver, who I found through the quartering drama, right? And I guess you could say Cecil, but again, that's through the quartering drama.
was met with pre-orders out the ass. Eric July had never published a comic in his life.
No, Invincible came out in the early 2000s. I think they thought the TV show.
And he still ended up doing over $1 million in sales. It would go beyond, surpassing even the 1.2 million Cyberfraud 2 Ret Planet earned. Within only 4 days, Isom would earn $1.7 million.
Okay, so that makes sense. That's probably why 1.7... Dude, again, imagine being Frogan, Denims. They're like, please help me. My life is going to be ruined. Fucking Noah Sampson. My life is going to be ruined, guys. Please help me. And they're like, dude, we're going to give this anti-woke comic guy fucking nearly $2 million to work with on his fucking comic book.
And this ain't that big of a deal, really. I mean, yeah, he made a lot of money off one comic, but a lot of dudes we've talked about so far have done that. Eric doing this with zero experience in the creation of or selling of comics is impressive, but it's still just one of several indie
Comics require talent. Can I be honest here? How good were any of these comics that came from ComicsGate? Are you saying that all of these are like total masterpieces? That none of this is just like a Shelby Oaks kind of thing?
YouTuber success stories. At least that's what it should have been. But Eric July's success attracted some envious ass motherfuckers.
Like, do you think anybody who donated thousands of dollars to these projects were like, oh, thank God, I'm so glad?
Some were from the industry, some were SJWs who saw Rippa as no different than ComicsGate, but the worst guys who came gunning for Eric July's neck were two LA degenerate...
Someone just said Vito had a problem with this guy, and it immediately is the next thing to pop up.
Podcasters in their autistic fan base, whose trolling campaigns against Eric for the next 2 years would range from amusingly annoying to openly malicious A-logging. I'll be straight up with you guys, there is no way for me to fit all this Dick Masterson lore into this video. I already had to trim a lot of fat when talking about ComicsGate proper. This motherfucker? Nah, I ain't got time for that. Which is fine, because Dick's gonna-
Dude, fucking Vito. You could do you literally could do an entire video of this length on exclusively Vito.
Be splitting the spotlight here with his partner, Vito Gesualdi. Vito is Dick's co-host on their podcast, The Biggest Problem in the Universe,
I don't know. This is completely unrelated to why we're here. All right, we'll take a little bit of a look at this, and then we'll jump back to Van Sciver.
Continuation of a podcast Dick originally co-hosted with a guy called Maddox. Again, we got a lot to get through here, so I'm going to be abridging a lot of this dickhead lore. Oh, dickhead is what Dick Masterson fans call themselves? I wasn't insulting Vito just now. Anyway, Vito Gesualdi is an obese, talentless clout chaser.
He really is like a talentless clout chaser. I'm sorry, Vito. I know he's in the chat sometimes, but that is undeniably what I think of you. But I think you know that.
Also a lot of talk.
Dude, this guy hit like a couple of Star Wars videos and immediately was like, I have to be the guy on Twitter who debates about pedophiles all day. I have to be the absolute optics death. I have to be I mean, everybody just looks at this guy's Twitter feed in like 2022, 23, and they're like, this guy just looks like the biggest creep. Dude, what his biggest problem in the universe? He looked like the biggest creep in the universe. It was fucking crazy.
Being a pedophile. Now, I'm not calling Vito a pedo just for making a few diddler jokes. I will say, if you run with
Nick is cocked. I'm sorry, bro, but like, dude, this is the only pathway for free speech absolutism. This is how it ends. It ends like Vito Gesualdi. He's the antithesis of this concept to me.
A bit about being a pedophile, and you keep confessing for your love of cuties, and you go on streams to argue in defense of non-offending pedophiles and maps, and when talking about pedophiles, you accidentally slip up and say we, which was totally just the royal we.
And that's
You're not a Freudian slip. You can't blame people for going,
that's not proof.
Did I miss it? What was the criticism of Eric July other than he's right-wing? So you didn't miss it. Eric July just got like a brief intro saying it's not that big a deal that he made a bunch of money. Now we're at the part where he's fighting with Vito. His job in this video is like the Vito, Dick Masterson, Eric July fight in terms of like how that interacted with ComicsGate. So I don't think the criticism for Eric July, I don't think there really was a lot of criticism so far for Eric July.
It's still debatable, but it's a good piece of evidence.
I'm just saying, bro, if I keep making jokes about beating my girl, I can't get upset when people start checking her for bruises when we go
It's a valid argument from Mikey.
Go out together. But nah, it is actually impossible to definitively prove that Vito gets lost.
Wait, Vito had a crash out in the EFAP Discord defending cuties? Bro, how much shit happened to the EFAP Discord? Last time I saw an EFAP Discord debate, wasn't it fucking, oh no, that didn't happen in the EFAP one. There was a debate that occurred, I don't know what Discord it was, where when he came back to YouTube, what's his name? The video game. I've been playing video games for 30 years! That motherfucker was fighting about EFAP in the trenches like a year and a half later.
Is a pedophile, proving that he's an obese, talentless clout chaser.
Doomer Media, yeah, Doomer had an EFAP crash. He would fight with people. When Doomer came back in that brief couple of months before he got chased out and called a scammer, Doomer Media would fight every opportunity to say the EFAP guys treated him terribly. It's funny though, there's like a pattern of guests that leave that show in a negative context, and not really for any reason on the actual show, as much as like they say something extremely stupid, and they just can't own it. It's just funny how you can compare a lot of the mannerisms that Doomer Media had in relation to his exit from EFAP to another regular guest they had on there for a while, YMS, the way that he kind of fucking shanked them on the way out as well. You want to watch movies? Oh, I'm just reading your chat right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. See, Vito isn't just failed LA comedian number 87,000, whose greatest accomplishments in the over a decade since he moved to LA being branding himself as an ironic pedophile as a joke and becoming the co-host and butt monkey to Dick Masterson. No, he's also an aspiring comic creator, cause who fucking isn't it?
Please tell me they didn't fund this guy's fucking comic book.
At this point. Despite his own book not even being launched yet, Vito was real bothered about the fact that Eric had managed to make so much money, not because of any talent he had as writer.
So yeah, for the person who was asking about Eric July, it seems like a Vito segment.
But solely because he was pandering to a big anti-woke audience.
What the heck? You're fighting with Eric July all the time? That's racist, Vito. You're racist. You can't fight with a black man. Apologize right now and give us reparations.
I'm not fighting with Eric July. I love Eric July. He's a
I don't believe that.
Great creator.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Eric July put out this comic book that has
very successful, multi-millions.
Yeah, a lot of people bought into the idea that, oh, if I buy a comic, I can own the libs, and unfortunately ended up with one of the worst superhero comics that's ever been published.
No, it's one of the worst superhero comics that's been published since the last superhero comic that came out of this community that's been published. I just don't know why anyone... Dude, it's like you're funding people to create things based on their like disdain for current thing. It just sounds like a terrible idea.
I really feel bad for the people who have fallen for his...
Like the money... Dude, you constantly see this with the way that these guys throw money around, too. It's like, it doesn't matter if they're good for the thing. It doesn't matter if they have, like, experience. It just matters that they're saying the right order of words that appeals to people, and then the money flows in.
It's a grift.
Oh, come on, Vito. A grift... What?
Is it that bad? No, I'm just taking their word for it for the segment. I have no idea if it's terrible. From basically what I've heard from the audience is a lot of the stuff that came out here was just awful. But again, I'm not like a comic book consumer, so that's probably why I missed a lot of this.
What are you trying to do? You're on YouTube trying to make money.
Bad book.
Yeah, I mean, you see it again with like Israel-Palestine grifters, yeah.
No, but I mean, listen.
Bad book.
This explanation is bullshit. Vito was just jealous as hell of Eric.
And that comes through a lot too, where it's like you could see that he's like uncomfortable with the money angle. That's obviously why it appealed to Vito as well.
That's literally all it was. Tons of people before Eric July, both in and out of ComicsGate, made money selling their books to anti-woke crowds. You really think the streets were starving for not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or not G.I. Joe? Or were they fans of Ethan Van Sciver and Richard C. Meyer and wanted to support their boys and stick it to the SJWs?
Well, the way I look at it is like, you know, you're buying into a brand. So it's not like people care about the comics because all these comics are crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's acknowledged.
Buying into the...
It's still fucking crazy to give someone $500,000 for a crap comic, but... I guess it was worth it to own the libs. I don't understand. Like, you guys could use your money to, like, I don't know, like, lobby, like, I don't know, you don't have that much money. But I'm saying, like, this power could be used for, like, political motivations, and instead it's to own blue-haired feminists on Twitter by buying a comic book of things that people don't even like. I don't get it. I don't understand these. I don't get these movements, bro.
I'm a ComicsGate guy, and I'm buying a ComicsGate comic, so it's not even really like...
Like, why wouldn't you find, like, a industry person that you actually like, or whatever, boost them up, support them? Is it every single fucking comic person is terrible?
Comic that you... Well, that's why I don't understand some people...
Own the libs by giving me money. It's a fucking great strategy. All right, I'm going to jump ahead back to Ethan Van Sciver, because this is, like, the moral of the story here. This is after things failed. The movement has gotten a bit tired. What happens to a person who leads something like ComicsGate when ComicsGate is no longer popular? When you're the capo, the Don, the guy who gets shit done, the Caesar, the people who... What happens when Caesar gets stabbed in the back one too many times and he doesn't die? He's just kind of there.
You remember when...
Why do you care what other people do with their money? Because I judge you on a personal basis. And I'm a fucking internet commentator, so I give my opinion on things. Why do you care if I care what other people do with their money?
ComicsGate was a consumer movement when it was a hashtag that represented the discontent of tons of comic book readers. You don't? Well, don't sweat it. The jabronis that make up modern ComicsGate don't remember either, because the community just keeps collapsing, with the duo leading this death march being none other than Ethan Van Sciver and Richard C. Meyer, the dudes who spearheaded monetizing ComicsGate's
Thank you.
hashtag and turning the movement in.
And you can see Ethan's looking a little older.
If only these people can funnel a bunch of money into owning the Epstein's pregnant man dark skin tone, pregnant man dark skin tone, pregnant man dark skin tone,
to a brand.
man dark skin tone.
Thank you.
Now, how are these fine gentlemen holding up as we near the 2024 holiday season?
Yeah, it's not going so hot.
Is this really lolly?
It's not going so hot. I'll have to say, it doesn't appear it's going so hot.
So
I can't believe this video is from 2024.
Recently, Ethan had a really, really bad drunk stream.
Alright, this is why we're here. You needed to know all the history. You had to know how he was kind of a slimy piece of shit. You needed to know tangential stuff about his career and the people he associated with so you could watch this fucking clip. This is why we are here.
Man's was tore up from the floor up.
Hey, it's me.
He looks a little older. He looks a little worse for wear. One would even say that he appears to be quite
So
fatigued.
there's this creature named
Thank you.
Nicholas DeOrio. He has this segment called the Ultimate Rape Reviews.
Our man's was tore up.
Apologies for the last one being illiterate. I am
appreciate
blasted.
it.
Hi LMAO.
Old, yeah, oh man, drunk old dude in public.
Up from the floor up.
Hey, it's me. I am a chiller con. And I am effed up.
And in this drunken stupor, he started to lament just how much of a nobody and has-been he had become.
Remember the very beginning of the video when Mikey kind of pegged this guy right off the bat and was like, listen, dude, this is why. I mean, it's interesting to point out why he got involved in this to begin with. Here he is, a drunken, failed former content creator. I guess he's still a content creator, but not at the level he was before. Here he is sulking in such an embarrassing way.
I've had a lot of drinks. People are buying me drinks. They're giving me drinks. Came out to the bar. Some people recognize me. I'm nobody. I used to be somebody, but I'm nobody now.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh God!
I'm nobody.
I'm nobody. I used to be somebody, but now I'm nobody.
I used to be somebody, but I'm nobody now.
Oh!
Even still, some people recognize me.
Also, word on the street is that Ethan was hitting that freebase with some homeless lesbians in a parking lot. Okay, so it probably wasn't a hard drug. It was most likely just weed. But still, for the leader of ComicsGate...
Dude, this is just so... Yeah.
Who's been crusading hard against another comic creator on YouTube, it was a heinous look. So heinous that the Frog King deleted the stream almost immediately. But sorry.
But unfortunately, because of the corner of the internet that you're in, it was forever.
Pimp, we already archived that.
He sounded like Rocky. That's how fucked up he was.
That bitch. And after being dragged
he's been in a lot of fights. He's been in a lot of internet scraps. Big stuff was happening in his career.
Up and down the internet streets by all his ops, including Eric July, he made this
Dude, Eric July, please don't smoke crack. Why is everybody randomly retweeting this old tweet? Oh, okay. I understand.
weak-ass post about his wife and how...
The thing about Andrea's illness is that she's great in the daytime. She's got some energy, which she spends exercising and doing chores. She looks beautiful. It's easy to stay in denial, to imagine it's just a regular sickness that'll go away. Oh, God. Why would you tweet this? Why would you do this?
Awful her health had been getting. Look, Ethan, that's tragic and all, and I sincerely hope the best for your wife. But why are you telling us this? Is it because and now you're fishing for sympathy points to get some heat off you? Very disgraceful showing from the king of ComicsGate. But ComicsGate's Moses isn't that far behind him in this Lolcow Grand Prix because Richard Meyer has decided to burn his channel to the ground. Why? Well, more charitable actors would say his mind's been rattled ever since the suicide of Ed Piscor. A suicide that Meyer and many others pinned on the malicious slander and witch hunting.
Alright, so this guy, not really super important to me. We gotta get back to our boy.
From the strays of...
So this guy nuked himself from orbit. Oh my god, this is an amazing picture.
Yes, is again. Just a pair of old men knee-deep in dumb internet drama who are behind on delivering their books and who are yelling at clouds and nipping at the heels of bigger, younger creators who are more successful than them. Shortly after delivering Ret Planet 3 years late, Ethan would
Dude, imagine fucking getting paid to put something out 3 years late.
Launch in July of 20...
And people are like, yeah, I'm still gonna support this dude.
2023. Cyberfrog 3...
There's like a thing in this video, I don't think we get to that point, but he was explaining like why his thought process was late. And he's like, the best things in life are delivered late. Like, artists in like music artists show up late. It's like, no, I think that people like getting what they paid for at like a reasonable time and not tying up their money. And he said that he couldn't give any more refunds because he wasn't sure if he'd have enough money to even finish the project if he did.
Free Red Extermination.
It's just so sad and pathetic grifter behavior.
With an estimated delivery date of... It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter!
Ethan is not getting this book out on time. He's just not gonna do it. And I don't need to use my super Negrodamus clairvoyant powers to determine that. Cyberfrog Red Extermination is due this December, but it might as well be December of 2026. The fate of ComicsGate is way more tragic than Gamergate's. Gamergate's relatively swift death was more of a blessing than a curse because the dishonor the grifters could inflict upon GG were short-lived. ComicsGate didn't get the mercy of a quick death. The story of CG is almost like a 7-year humiliation ritual, with not only the...
It reaches none of the highs and has like... It's entirely lows.
Principles and beliefs of the movement being bastardized by grifters who showed up right out of the gate, but also the grifters themselves gradually evolving into lolcows.
These pros already have somewhat of egos when they come into this thing. You know, they think they're hot shit. And then so they start making...
And they set themselves up for like absolute disaster. I'm sure, I think it's in this video, right? Do we get the, what the fuck was that? Is that fucking Vito? Does he look like this? Oh my god, that's what he looks like. I just found out why Vito wears the hat, like, right now. What was that? Holy shit, dude.
Somehow, then Ethan Van Sky. He dropped a short black and white preview of the...
What the fuck?
It's gotten very complicated for Vito. He dropped...
He looks like Az if he got, like, an extra chromosome.
The situation with Superkiller has gotten very
Dude, shave it off, bro.
Complicated for Vito. He dropped a short black and white preview of the book and also claimed in a September update that the book was mostly finished. In fact, all the inking was done and the color inking wasn't far behind. This was a lie. I expected it to be a lie.
Yeah, I got. Where's the? Oh, dude, I missed something in here that I really wanted to look at with Ethan. There was one more thing that I really thought was funny.
subpar service before superior competition comes rolling in. We are currently in a new era of indie comic creation, and with companies like Rippaverse who came in like titans, or companies like Iconic Comics who show healthy growth every year, you gotta wonder how much longer ComicsGate has before it succumbs to the coming drought. Now,
wait, is ComicsGate still a thing that's happening right now? Do people like proudly call themselves comic skaters?
now, just like any severe drought, the aristocrats at the top will be the last.
I need to watch the follow-up video he just did. That's like a sleeper hit that I imagine I would really enjoy.
Ones to star. Ethan alone made over 700K off Sciver.
Wow! Oh my god. Wait, this is
Nicholas,
2023.
The goat. Thank you for the $5.
Oh, I guess
my
it's
man.
older.
Frog Red
No, dude, wow. Okay, dude.
Termination. So he, along with the rest of the ComicsGate royalty, will be fine for now. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised.
What the fuck?
If Ethan just ups and
And apparently that's still not released.
abandons the ComicsGate ship if a better opportunity ever arrives. That type of opportunism is basically how we got into ComicsGate anyway. The indie comics team will be fine and continue to develop regardless of how CG is doing. Well, Mikey, you should at least give ComicsGate credit for giving this new era of indies momentum by popularizing the crowd.
Was MikeyNohMore's profile pic Broly back in the day? I feel like it was. That would explain the picture.
Funding model.
People need to demand refunds. I don't think he was offering them at one point.
No, I fucking shouldn't, because they didn't popularize it. Dudes like Brian Polito were using crowdfunding to make comics long before ComicsGate came around. If anything, CG made things worse by abusing the crowdfunding model in the way they had.
Again, this is like the lawsuit stuff that we're looking at right now. It's like there are people who are like bad faith actors who kind of shit on everything for everybody else. And now there's people on Twitter being like, if you crowdfund for a lawsuit, you're probably a bad person.
Over the
and you have to like dodge that criticism because people are looking at Frogan like, where's the money, Frogan? And Frogan's got like a money-shaped belly rubbing it, being like, I don't know where it is.
Years. There are people who still are afraid to back another comic because they backed the ComicsGate book years ago and either got it super late or just never got it at all.
Go on to any Ethan Van Sciver Indiegogo campaign. It is just complaints up the wazoo. Where's my book? How come I don't have my book? When am I going to get my book? I want a refund. I'm never backing another crowdfund ever again. I've betrayed, blah, blah, blah.
And they don't care if you back another one. Some of these guys are in it for one and done, right?
It's just, it is nuts. When
someone just, I backed one, it never came out. Jesus fuck.
When you have big creators like that destroying the mindsets of other people, if this guy can't do it, this professional artist who's been in the industry for 30 years, there's no way that guy
for 30 years
I can't do it. If the 30-year pro can't do it, then there's no way that this guy can do it.
When hashtag ComicsGate first started in 2017, it was about changing the culture of comics, and ultimately, it succeeded. The big two haven't changed much, but we do live in a very different era of comics than we did almost a decade ago. Sucks that the ComicsGate movement slowly killed itself over the years in the process. Hey,
yeah,
hold up.
That's like the main thing with EVS. I want to find, there's like a clip here that I definitely wanted to show, and I don't know if it's in, you know what it is? It's probably in his follow-up video, and that's probably what I'm missing.
It's in a state of...
Is it in this one? Let me see. Or is EVS not really a big player in this? Oh, here he is. Is this what I was looking for? By the way, we're jumping over to the how to under and never deliver. So I assume this is more about the fact that like they just keep dropping stuff that's not actually gonna. They keep announcing shit or crowdfunding shit that's not getting finished.
So we've established that Ethan Van Sciver is a bum, a liar.
Also, in the last 2 years, your mic has improved dramatically.
A schemer, a dude who ultimately has nothing, including money to refund people who are tired of waiting a whole president.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yes. So I guess I watched part of both videos.
Term or longer.
If you haven't watched his quartering video, it's also fantastic. That's another great video on this channel.
Their comics. Only thing this dude has are all his streams making fun of Eric July. But he doesn't even have those anymore. When it comes to somebody like Ethan Van Sciver, who can't stop running his mouth, can't stop fibbing, can't stop gaslighting, and keeps playing stupid games, it's only a matter of time until all that fucking around results in a lot of finding out.
And he's currently finding out.
Such was the case with Knife School. Knife School is the name the brother formerly known as
Wait, what the fuck?
Ripoff Verse is primarily going by on his various social media.
Is this the fucking puppets that were... there was a puppet-related drama recently.
Ripoff Verse was the guy who would make those Eric July puppet shows that Ethan Van Sciver loved to play on his trash cast. Now that may lead a lot of you to believe that Ripoff Verse, taking so much time to make a puppet out of Eric July and make skits, was a...
Ethan Van Sciver said he's a YouTuber after taking $2.4 million from backers with 5 to 6 years and no delivery. Dude, there's no way it's up to $2.4 million. Is that fucking real?
Riley tier Eric July A-log.
Dude, that's what... Oh my god. You know how much money George R.R. Martin has left at the door? Apparently you could just crowdfund millions of dollars. Why didn't he do this for Winds of Winter? He would literally have like $10 million and he could just never produce Winds of Winter and just keep all the money.
Surprisingly wrong. But your confusion is very understandable. After all, just the name gives off the vibe that this is a guy obsessed with Eric July. He wasn't. Eric July was just one of the many anti-woke pop culture critics who Ripoff Verse mocked. He wasn't even the first guy he made a puppet out of.
The bigger names just use the clout to crowdfund. Yeah, it's fucking deranged.
Just a super long time ago, I made it wasn't even a YouTube channel. It was just a couple of videos. I named the channel Just Ripoff. And it was these sort of crappy handmade puppets because I wanted to offend Tim Pool and Critical Drinker and Nerd.
Dude, I'm watching this shit. Like, you go to Yellow Flash's Twitter and you want to get any info. Remember when Yellow Flash and this guy were seemingly on okay terms? This loser has spent every waking moment of every streaming day discussing Eric July and me with his super chatters for 3 years now. He got so drunk on a live stream one time, he licked a urinal. He loves false flagging. He and the quartering are very alike. And this is him, like, talking about, hey, Matt Jarbo, unless they want to spend every waking moment of every day discussing Chrissy, Melanie, and the quartering with their super chatters, they have to let Chrissy go. This is the biggest... I mean, he's actually right about this. He kind of does have to let Chrissy go. It's the biggest story of the year. Chrissy got herself involved and has become a liability to these zeros. All right, well, I disagree with zeros. You just want to pretend... Okay, no, he lost me midway through, but yes, they should fire Chrissy Mayer. 100%. Ironic coming from a guy who doesn't stop talking about Eric July. Do you know what ironic means? What? What is happening? How does one have to pretend like Slop Disney and Marvel is milking? Literally at this point, Eric Shitty Comic mogged your shit so bad. We're middle-aged men. Who the fuck cares about what Disney and Marvel are making? Mogged? Shut the fuck up. Oh god, does he respond to everybody? Holy fuck, dude. Shut the fuck up and deliver your books, deadbeat. Why is he deadbeat? Is he just like a dad? When did that happen? He did like a urinal. That was the clip. You actually just, I showed the clip of him licking the urinal. It was on there. They gift it.
Knife School, even the name Ripoff Verse was just a coincidence. It being the name of his original channel that got obliterated because his puppet shit got a little too spicy for you.
Wait, what?
See,
dude, they had spicy puppets?
Knife School never cared about monetization or shit like that because he wasn't a career YouTuber.
I was in Budapest at the time because I've been an old colleague. We built an animation studio.
Save the hunt for Ben Solo. Bro, I gotta be honest with you. The biggest thing for me is, like, do they have any opportunity to bring back... Like, why the fuck would Adam Driver sign up for a Star Wars movie? Take one look at, like, the Mandalorian movie that just came out, that most people argue is just, like, two mid episodes of the show. That's the nicest way I'll put it. I haven't seen it yet. Why the fuck would Adam Driver want to... He wanted to? Yeah, but right now, they, like, save it. As if, like, that... As if right now, if they called Adam Driver, he'd be like, yeah, I want to play fucking Ben Solo.
Over there.
To get paid? I don't... Maybe that's his thing, or I don't know. Some of these guys do these movies and they want to try to get like more. They want to take the payday early, use the payday to like, jet into doing more serious roles. But maybe Adam Driver would take the payday. Sure, I could see that.
And I've just rounded that up.
He said recently that he wanted to. That's kind of crazy. He's just like a talented actor. It would kind of be depressing to see him come back to Star Wars.
I've got some books coming out because I love my indie comics.
It's funny, I used to want like really good actors to enter Star Wars, and I realized like, oh, maybe we should just keep them away. It's the same thing with Marvel now. I used to get excited when a person like, obviously Giancarlo Esposito was in Captain America 4, and I was like, I to be honest, I haven't even seen the movie. I didn't even watch it. Apparently he was like so inconsequential, nobody even talked about it.
My life, but I've never really heard of ComicsGate.
He might just like Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars has been kind of dead since about a month after The Force Awakens. It gets shocked back to life by 2 seasons of Andor I haven't seen, but really, like, everything else has just been terrible. I gotta be honest with you, I loved The Mandalorian when I watched it the first time. It's a drag. It's a fucking drag to rewatch. And I don't think that my like enjoyment of the Star Wars universe is diminished. I just really think the Mando season 1 and 2 are fucking boring.
Or include it, because it's not really, is it? It's a tiny little sort of snow globe.
He works in film and animation and comics and games, etc. You can.
All right, I don't know if I need the. We're probably good on this now, right? This is all like the. Oh god, dude, Ethan Van Sciver in 2 years aged into like, this is like what Ethan Ralph would look like if he never drank.
On what? What has he done? How long has he been in the game?
Look, Ethan, you're undeniably a good artist, but who are you really, bro? Like, how many non-comic...
He's a YouTuber.
Book aficionados even know who the fuck you are? Shit, even among Kate comic enthusiasts, and even keeping it just to illustrators, just where do you think you rank in the pan?
Dude, I think that he's got, like, such interesting facial hair. Why not just connect this? It's just such... It's interesting. He's got interesting facial hair.
Even by your own logic.
Whoa. Okay, dude. Maybe not the Just for Men stuff when we could see the white popping out. Whoa. Okay, dude. Bro, it looks like not to hate. It looks like you just like ate ass. Like, what is that?
Either. You technically aren't a legend either. If Chuck Dixon...
You haven't seen Gus in Marvel? Dude, yeah, I don't know about the Just for Men shit, bro. I mean, oh, I wouldn't have died that.
You aren't even a dude DC wanted to keep around. You were a late tardy bastard even back when you were in your prime.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
You know, my whole style and everything is built.
He looks like he just ate ass from someone who hadn't washed in a month. That's what I got out of that.
Make sure that I'm not late. Right. You know, I'm really proud of that. I've been doing this 10 years.
His dye jobs are bad. He does that more than once. Dude, just wear the white. I'm a firm proponent and just like let the white flow. Maybe if you're trying to keep it down and you can color match pretty well in the beginning, but when that shit's fucking white, and I've seen it fucking white, if it comes out as fucking black, it's not gonna register right to me. Am I the only one? If your shit's fucking white and then you come in and walk in with a fucking blonde ass haircut or like a fucking brown ass beard, that shit's jarring as fuck, dude. That's jarring as fuck. Wait, that wasn't natural? I'm shocked. He dyed it for Tim Pool? Oh, you just got to embrace the old.
Years. I've never had a book ship late because I didn't.
White hair doesn't look that bad. It doesn't. It doesn't look that bad. When you go gray or it turns white or something, I don't think that's that big a deal.
Deliver.
Yeah, then dude, you always see them overcorrect. Their hair's fucking jet black. They make it fucking jet black. Like Henry Cavill and fucking... Yeah.
That book ship late. Right. But it's because...
Look like a Henry Cavill action figure after somebody fucking painted it.
And Sciver can't get his shit together. Right. So they have to hold my book until his book comes out type of thing. Right.
You mean like Keem? I think it works for Keem. But Keem didn't go white. If Keem went white and we had white for like a little while...
Thank you for the bribe!
There you go, Ethan.
People have been glazing you nonstop ever since you entered CG, but the competition in the indie crowdfund comic space was a lot smaller a decade ago. It's a lot bigger now, and you just...
Nah, you think that Keem should stop dyeing the beard? I don't know, I'm so used to seeing Keem like that, I think it would be jarring seeing him any other way. I love my salt and pepper beard and baldness. You're completely wrong on that Keem thing. You think that Keem's beard would be better if it was white? I will admit that I don't watch Lolcow, so I haven't seen Keem's beard in a minute. I don't think I've seen a picture of Keem in a while. I think we saw him like briefly on that Lolcow stream, and it didn't register as weird to me.
The same aura as you.
Has it like declined?
You used to have. In those late books, definitely ain't helping. I think it's time to accept EVS. That you
like, man, I gotta be real with you.
You just have Monica. Definitely ain't helping. I think
this shit doesn't look bad. Like this facial hair looks fucking fine. It looks fucking fine.
It's time to accept EVS.
His beard looks glued on. He looks like a bit of a Viltrumite. Like you could yank the whole thing off at once. It looks fine. All right, I think we're done here. I have loitered enough. This is a fucking... I haven't seen this whole video, so I can't... Wait.
Yeah, they brought it to a shelter.
Is that... That's not... I'm getting confused now, because I've seen so much Ethan Van Sciver. That is actually Ralph. Okay. I thought that... Dude, I've seen so much Ethan Van Sciver tonight, I was convinced that was Ethan Van Sciver for a second.
More fucked up stories, but it's...
Dude, I'm not even kidding you, because they do kind of look similar right now at their specific point in time. I'm like, wait, is that Ethan Van... It's fucking... Okay, it's Ralph. It's Ralph. Okay. Holy shit, dude. All right. It's poetic that the ComicsGate video is the one that got delayed multiple times. He dyed his beard for Tim Pool. Oh, God. Yeah, that looked terrible. It looked like a PS2 beard text. Oh, my God. All right. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We did a 6-hour banger tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to do Faithful Sheriff.